Veel mensen zien een gelijkenis tussen de ebola-angst en de varkensgriep of Mexicaanse griep van 2009. Daar heeft men de bevolking ook zeer bang voor gemaakt. België bestelde toen 12,6 miljoen vaccins voor 100 miljoen euro. Nederland kocht er 34 miljoen. De meeste vaccins zijn niet gebruikt. De Mexicaanse griep is tot bij ons gekomen, maar er stierven veel minder mensen dan van een gewone griep. De uitbraak van de Mexicaanse griep waren bijna allemaal in de VS en de Europese Unie. Wat een pech. In 1976 had men in de Verenigde Staten de mensen ook bang gemaakt voor de varkensgriep. Men maakte snel een vaccin en 40 miljoen Amerikanen lieten zich vaccineren. Maar na 10 weken stopte men met vaccineren omdat er te veel mensen gezondheidsklachten kregen. Er is uiteindelijk maar 1 persoon gestorven aan de varkensgriep. Meer mensen stierven van het vaccin.
I don't need another flu shot. I had a flu shot last year. A swine flu epidemic may be coming.
Swine flu shot? Well, I don't know. I've been thinking about it.
It could make you very sick.
Swine flu? Man, I'm too fast to let it catch me.
You'll want to be protected.
I'm the healthiest 55-year-old you ever seen. Hey, I play golf every weekend.
Get a shot of protection. The swine flu shot.
Joe brought it home from the office. He gave it to Betty and one of his kids, and to Betty's mother. But Betty's mother went back to California the next day. On her way to the airport, she gave it to a cab driver, a ticket agent, and one of the charming stewardesses. At school, Joe's kid gave it to some other kids, and Mrs. Merrill got it and gave it to her husband. In California, Betty's mother gave it to her best friend, Dottie. But Dottie had a heart condition and she died. But before she died, Dottie gave it to her girlfriend, the mailman, the paper boy, and the vet when she went to pick up her chihuahua.
If a swine flu epidemic comes, this is how it could spread. You'll want to be protected, especially if you're elderly or chronically ill. Get a shot of protection. The swine flu shot.
Het volgende filmpje gaat over een van de bedrijven die aan een ebola-vaccin werden GlaxoSmithKline. GSK kreeg 15 miljoen van de Europese Unie om zijn vaccin tegen ebola te testen. Ze maakten ook het vaccin tegen de varkensgriep van 2010, waar veel kinderen ziek van werden. Hij heeft het vaak over drugs. Dat zijn gewone geneesmiddelen.
Yeah. So now, fast forward to today, and not only do we have an Ebola rabies vaccine in development and being prepared by NIH, National Institutes of Health, and Thomas Jefferson University, but the same NIH is also spearheading this vaccine trial campaign with the infamous GSK, GlaxoSmithKline, as they are co-developing one as well. Human trials of GSK's experimental vaccine, which Britain's largest pharmaceuticals company is developing with the U.S. National Institutes of Health, NIH, are to be fast-tracked with funding from an international consortium. Vaccines normally take 10 years to develop, but GSK said it hopes to finish the first phase of trials by the end of 2014. You don't say. Ladies and gentlemen, there's something very, very sinister going on here behind this entire Ebola vaccine agenda. This is what it's all about, as you should clearly see by now. Yes, GlaxoSmithKline a multinational pharmaceutical vaccine company, one of the largest in the world, largest in Britain, but this company just so happens to be as fraudulent and as corrupt as can be as well. And this has been documented. Surprised? So what do we have on record about this wonderful consumer healthcare company headquartered over in London that currently holds the responsibility of creating a vaccine for the protection of the public from this so-called Ebola crisis, right? Let's see how much your government cares about you. I'm sure this company is very nice. Let's see. What do we have here? GlaxoSmithKline fined $3 billion after bribing doctors to increase drug sales. Huh. Guardian. You don't say. Sales reps in the U.S. encouraged to missell antidepressants, Paxil and Wellbutrin, and asthma treatment, Advair. Wow. GlaxoSmithKline has admitted to corporate misconduct in the U.S. Pharmaceutical group GlaxoSmithKline has been fined $3 billion after admitting bribing doctors and encouraging the prescription of unsuitable antidepressants to children. Glaxo is also expected to admit failing to report safety problems with the diabetes drug Avandia and in district court in Boston on Thursday. The company encouraged sales reps in the U.S. to missell 3 drugs to doctors and lavished hospitality and kickbacks on those who agreed to write extra prescriptions, including trips to resorts in Bermuda, Jamaica, and California. Wow, you cannot get more scumbaggery, more fraudulent, more corrupt, more disgusting than this company right here, GlaxoSmithKline. You can put them up right up there with Monsanto, okay, and the rest of these evil companies that are running the show here. Okay, let's continue. UK government accepts swine flu vaccine cause narcolepsy in children. Guardian, swine flu vaccine can trigger narcolepsy. UK government concedes. Review of fresh evidence find jab given to 6 million people in Britain can occasionally cause sleep disorder. I wonder who created this swine flu vaccine. Let's see here. The Pandemrix vaccine, sounds like pandemic, made by GlaxoSmithKline, was given to high-risk groups, including children and those with asthma, diabetes, and heart disease at the height of the 2009-2010 swine flu pandemic. Across Europe, around 31 million people received the jab. The vaccine was made specifically to tackle pandemics and is very different to the normal seasonal flu vaccine, which has not been linked to narcolepsy. Yes, yep. Lest we forget that GSK manufactured this Pandemrix swine flu vaccine, which resulted in hundreds to several thousand children worldwide developing narcolepsy. And guess what? This swine flu, their swine flu vaccine, their little baby here, was also fast-tracked, not properly tested. It's going to sound more and more familiar to you guys as this Ebola vaccine agenda moves forward. And I'm going to show you that right now. But they used the children of the world as guinea pigs, okay, for an untested neurotoxic vaccine, okay? The result? Narcolepsy. And, you know, now the parents of children, of all of these children, are battling with governments to get compensation for the brain injuries, even to this day. Did you guys know this? Did you guys know that? Will you guys ever hear about this from your corporate nightly news when they are telling you not to worry that GlaxoSmithKline is coming to the rescue with the Ebola vaccine? Absolutely not. Never. I hope if you're new to this, you're beginning to see the real picture here.
A new vaccine to prevent Ebola can't come soon enough.
Next week, we're going to be putting this vaccine for the first time in humans.
20 healthy adult volunteers in Maryland will get an experimental vaccine made by GlaxoSmithKline. Researchers hope it will trigger immunity to Ebola. The vaccine will also be tested in Britain and the African nations of Mali and Gambia. Human trials of other drugs are being expedited too to fight an epidemic that at the moment seems unstoppable.
So remember how they quote-unquote fast-tracked their precious swine flu vaccine here? Again, it might sound familiar because that is exactly what they are doing again with this Ebola vaccine, right? Ebola vaccine trials fast-tracked by international consortium. Ebola vaccines racing forward at record pace. Right? Fast tracking an Ebola vaccine may prove too slow. I wonder what they have in mind. Can GlaxoSmithKline go from 0 to 150 on an Ebola vaccine program? Oh wow. I'll leave you links for everything I'm showing you guys. I'm going to leave 1,000 links under this video, okay? It's a very simple business model, really. Create panic and you have your approval without proper testing. Right? You see how clever? And they can keep doing this because they know the public doesn't know or pay attention, and they know that the corporate media that they have in their pockets and are in league with will never report on anything negative surrounding these vaccine companies. Are you kidding me? You understand now? It's very clever, very, very clever, and very sinister.
Good morning. That's right. We're joined by Glaxo's Chairman of Research and Development and Vaccines, Dr. Moncef Slaoui. Dr. Slaoui, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Good morning, everyone.
It would be wonderful if you could walk us through where you are in development of your vaccine. We hear timelines like 10 years to develop a vaccine, but obviously given the scope of the outbreak in West Africa, you're accelerating that. Tell us how soon it could be developed.
Yes. Well, a vaccine actually usually takes anywhere between 10 and 30 years to go from the idea to being available at industrial scale and approved for human use.
So here we are on GlaxoSmithKline's website, helping fight Ebola. Yeah, see, we are dedicated to improving the quality of human life by enabling people to do more, feel better, live longer. Yeah, I'm going to leave you guys some links, okay, to their website here. You can look at their investors, their annual reports, how much money they make. Here's a PDF. You guys can investigate further, okay? I think I've shown you enough and shown you what this company is all about.
Yeah.